what you're doing. So we've got the sphere. There's a ton of sarcophagi in here. You open one, there's a mummy.
Light it on fire!
You use your torch to light the mummy on fire, because what else would you do with a mummy? And you take the scepter, which is somehow hidden inside the mummy. So one of these two right here, actually if you open it up, puts a big old thing of like slime on the floor. Must be the left one. And if you try and walk across that slime, it actually melts you, which is a huge bummer.
And that funny looking 1970s disco sarcophagus.
Yeah, this bad boy right here. If you open this bad boy, you get a banshee to the face. Doesn't actually do anything.
I'm pretty sure it makes you deaf, actually.
Well, it says that it makes you deaf, but that actually doesn't do anything.
But yeah, it has no bearing in the game whatsoever.
And if you look, that sprite they used actually comes back in the other game, uninvited. But yeah. So what we're gonna do is not go back here. That's the other thing. It's tough to kind of figure out where you're going with this. But don't worry, we are about halfway through the game. Definitely not 12 minutes like I boasted earlier, but we're moving right along. So here, if you notice another one of those holes. Oh no! Shit. Didn't want to use the skull. We're gonna grab a gem, and it may actually be the blue gem that we're looking for here. Yeah, it is the blue gem. We're gonna put it in here. That wall's gonna slide up, and you're gonna see a magical old wizard. This is not the warlock you're trying to kill. He reminds you about. Yeah, no, yeah.
I was actually always under the impression that was the warlock.
No, he's just kicking around the castle. Doesn't make any sense.
Fair enough.
So that's another spell we got. If you notice, I opened the spell instead of taking it to save myself a step, which becomes important here. So you can pretty much follow along with what I'm doing. I'll explain everything as we go, but some of the stuff is actually pretty interesting, and you may want to see all the crazy ways that you can die. So definitely play around with this game when you get the chance, if you have a copy or are using an emulator or anything like that. So those other two doors, if you smash them open, one like throws glass at you or something and you end up dying, and another like sucks you into the infinite void of space. Go figure.
That was always my man.
Yeah. So we're gonna open this door, and oh shit! It's a fire drake.
That's never happened to me before.
Yeah, so here's what he's talking about. If you use your sphere before you open that door, you'll actually put out all these flames down here, and for some reason that'll kill the fire drake. Doesn't make any sense. You couldn't go into this room if you didn't get that cloak that we were talking about earlier. It would just keep kicking you back out. So there's a troll. This guy is a dick. Like, I hate this fucking guy. He always wants a gold coin, and he just takes up time and will, like, ruin your speed run if you're going for one. So the only rational thing we can do, we can try talking to him. This is one of two times you can ever actually talk to anything in this game. He's a dick. He looks kind of like the cowardly lion from The Wizard of Oz. So we're going to do the only reasonable thing we can do. Chuck a fucking spear at his face. And he does. So he falls into the cavern there. And that's that.
And this guy.
Yeah, so here we are. Here's a Cyclops.
And he is about to catch one to the dome.
He's ready for battle. So what we're going to do earlier, that stone that was such a bitch to pick up, why do I keep fucking trying to open it? Doesn't make any sense. So here's that stone. And we're going to put it in this here sling, old school style. And then we're going to go all David and Goliath on him. We're going to use the sling, again, on this guy's forehead. And magical influences, death to the Philistine. I don't think that's really the appropriate word for that. But there you go. So now that he's unconscious and harmless, we're going to do the only thing we can do in this situation. Use our sword and kill him. Kill him dead.
And if you actually don't take that extra step, I believe he will come back and haunt you later.
Yeah, that's bad news. He gets pissed. So we're going to use this little crank here, and there's a bucket, and you can't take the bucket. You have to open the clearly already opened bucket and take the gauntlet.
The pimp hand.
Yes, to make your pimp hand strong. So, now that you've got your gauntlet, you're going to want to equip that, because later you will need it. If you don't equip the gauntlet, you will end up melting your fucking hand off. So we're going to open the door, step over the dead Cyclops' body, and we're going to go into this old hallway, and checking out some of these side rooms here. So here we are in the library. Oh shit, our torch is running out. I keep fucking hitting the wrong button. Alright, we're using that torch. We've already got a skull, so we don't need it. We will take this thing right here that looks like a map.
That doesn't look like a map at all.
Yeah, I don't think it looks like anything like a map. That's ridiculous.
That is a deco-modern...
Yeah, this room does not really fit in a warlock's castle. And what's the difference between a warlock and a wizard anyway?
It's pretty significant. You should look it up.
We'll post a link to that on Wikipedia later. But yeah, so we've got another hole. There's the red gem. It looks like a skull for some reason here. But there's a secret passage. So we're going to open this here desk, which is right in front of us. The desk is open. And we are going to open scrolls. Scroll 3 says, we've got sweaty hands, key to the world, Terra Tarak. Okay, we get another spell. Scroll vanished. Then we're reading it again. We got that spell too. And then we're going to take the key, number 5, and the glasses. And we're actually going to use the glasses right now. Because that book that you can see on the desk is written in some crazy language. And if you don't have the glasses, you can't read it. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
So here we are, and we're opening this book. And we can understand what we couldn't before. Wisdom. It's rhyming a lot. There's a demon to guard. And Motari riseth. And there we go. We're going to leave that skull on because we already had one. So here we are, another continuation, a room that doesn't make any sense. We're going to take that...
Warlock's log cabin.
We're going to take that bellows and that poker because we can. We're also going to light that fire because we can. It doesn't do anything, but because I'm not going to make the speed run time and it's going to require a couple videos anyway, we're just going to go ahead and do that. So, if you'll notice, this bad Larry right here looks like an air balloon. It's actually a globe. There's a seam along the equator, so if you remember, we just got that crazy spell called Tarak, which is kind of a play on Terra, meaning earth, and crack, and you can put that together. I don't know, it may have been in the instruction manual. I never read the instructions. So, yeah, I actually used to play this game a lot with my dad when I was a kid, and he showed me all this crazy stuff, so I actually didn't have to figure any of this out. I just remembered the 10 minutes worth of gameplay that's in the game, and that really helped a lot playing through this later. The other games I didn't do that, and Deja Vu and Uninvited are actually much more difficult, and they make a hell of a lot less sense, to tell you the truth. So, if you look right here, you notice a little handle on the floor. You can't open it, but if you use it, you'll actually pull it up, and there's a shining vial of liquid, which turns out to be holy water. Yeah, I know, right? This right here contains some type of crazy beast dog. If you open that, you'll die, as with everything else. This is the fountain. Music's actually pretty killer. That's one of the best parts about this game. There's acid being spewed out of that fountain, so because we put on the gauntlet earlier, we can withstand the acid. Silver gauntlet and acid, although if you stick silver in acid, it will actually dissolve, so go figure. Video game logic. So we got the flute.
It was the 80s.
Yeah, it was the 80s. We're going to use that flute, again, killer tunes. Those tunes actually pop up in other video games in the series. I believe this Shadowgate pops up many times in Uninvited, which was the third and final game of the series. So we just got the ring from a hole in the tree next to the sweet fountain. There's a lot of vials and junk like that. There's only 1 or 2 vials you need in the whole game. And it's like a silvery liquid that's impossibly light is the description. It makes you float. And you use that to get over that crazy serpent bridge. Also, if you notice right there, when the screen was loading, there was a cutout on the floor, which isn't a very good indicator of what you're supposed to do here. But there you go.